गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। कैसा कैसा ले ले रहे हो? Okay, अभी बेटर है. So we started with essay 520, which talks about the which procedure, everyone? Analytical. So we are done with the meaning of analytical procedures. Along with that, we understood the purpose of analytical procedures, and we also understood where do we use the analytical procedure in three phases. What are the three phases? When do we use it? Planning stage, execution stage, and testing. Testing and completion. Okay, I think we stopped at here. Techniques of what? ये इतना ऊपर क्यों जा रहा है? जूम करा हुआ क्या? ये वाला है माँ. कौन करता है इतना जूम? Okay. Now techniques of SAP, everyone. What do you mean by SAP? Systematic. Systematic or substantive? AP stands for analytical. अगर अपन क्विक रिवीजन करें तो you can tell me what do you mean by substantive analytical procedure? It's all about evaluation of which data? Financial information by making the by understanding the plausible relationship between what and what? Financial and not. So basically the purpose behind this standard was to understand that ki this standard teaches us how some things can be done without TOD also, right or not? In some places it is not always necessary that you should follow the TOD. In some places you can follow what? SAP also, substantive analytical procedures. Now the next thing which we understood, like we can do it via so many techniques, like we can do inter-firm comparisons, intra-firm comparisons, we can calculate ratio analysis, all those things, management expectations, auditor expectation, your comparison with the industry data. Are you getting your comparison with yourself in the prior periods? These are the various different methods by which you can collect the evidence by using the SAP technique, right? Now today we are going to understand some critical aspects of SAP which generally comes in the examination. Examination mein, this is one of their favorite question relating to techniques of what? Substantive analytical procedure. How many techniques you are able to see? 4. What is the first one? Trend analysis, ratio analysis, reasonableness test, and structural modeling. So whenever they will ask you the question on ki what are the techniques of substantive analytical procedure, these are the 4 words should come to your mind. The first one is known as trend analysis. Let me give you the idea about the trend analysis. Trend analysis means comparing your 1 year information with the last 4 to 5 years. Comparing your 1 year information with the last 4 to 5 years to understand the trend. To understand what? Trend. Suppose gross profit is being compared for the last 5 years and it is going upwards. What does that mean? Okay, is your company growing or is it expanding or is it not expanding? Expanding. आपका growth हो रहा है. Your gross profit every year is improving. Are you getting the point? But if it is going down, that is nothing but called the which analysis? Trend analysis. Are you getting the point? So when you want to compare your information only with your last 5 to 6 years, you use the which techniques of analytical procedure? और ऑडिटर इसे यूज करता है. ऑडिटर यूजेस इट बिकॉज समटाइम्स व्हाइल डूइंग द ऑडिटिंग यू हैव टू गिव द प्रोजेक्शन फिगर्स टू द सेबी. आई विल टेल यू लिस्टेड कंपनी में क्या होता है. इन द लिस्टेड कंपनी व्हेन यू डू द ऑडिट देयर इज वन एरिया वेयर यू हैव टू रिपोर्ट ऑन प्रोजेक्शंस ऑफ द कंपनी. व्हाट ऑफ द कंपनी? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय प्रोजेक्शंस? प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर. बट that has already happened or yet to happen? Your future of the company is based upon the past and present. तो हम लोग past और present figures we will compare with the last 5 or 6 years. If it is in the increasing trend, we can tell to the SEBI कि yes, this company is improvising until and unless any uncertainty will come. If no uncertainty will come, this company has an increasing trend. Which trend? Increase. But if any uncertainty may come, like say for example, pandemic situation like this will come. Does it come with invitation or without? Ad hoc situations are there, spontaneously, some things will happen. At that point of time, can you say that ki, yes, I said increasing trend, so it has to be increasing, or it may decrease also? So projections are always based upon assumptions. Projections are always based upon. In such kind of areas, we use the which technique, everyone? Trend analysis. What is the name of the technique? Trend analysis. The next technique is known as what? Ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is nothing but one of the chapter in your financial management. Abhi ratio analysis क्या होता है sir? Let's say for example, I want to test the solvency of the company. Now, if I ask the management, are you solvent? They are saying yes, we are solvent. We are paying our like loans on time. We are paying our debentures on time. We are paying interest on deposits on time. Everything we are paying on time. But I do not assume the solvency of the company from what the management is going to tell me. I'm going to calculate on my own. तो मैं entity का debt by equity ratio calculate करूँगा. Which ratio? And I'll compare it with the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years. Now, let's say for example, 4 years back, the company's debt by equity ratio was 1:1. What was that mean? For every 1 rupee of outside fund, you had a 1 rupee of your own equity. Means it was a equal. Up to 2:1, I don't have any problem. Because 2:1 is a standard debt by equity ratio. Matlab, if you have 1 rupee of your own, you can maximum have a loan of what? 2 rupees. But last 5 years ka analysis kare to this year it is 5.7:1. What does that mean? Is it alarming? Is it alarming on the positive side or negative side? कि भैया आपका solvency is in danger. The day is not far, a single mistake, a single non-payment of EMI will blacklist you. And if your company will be blacklisted, every lender will pull off his funds. And if they will pull off their funds, your upper cap of 5.7 will become what? 0. Your company will turn from solvent to what? Insolvent company. Because today, you are mostly dependent upon whose money? Outsiders fund. उसे बोलते हैं ratio analysis. That is called what? Ratio analysis. These things you cannot do by TOD. What is TOD? Testing of detail. Testing of details में you can check existence. Okay, they are saying we have 40 plant and machinery. Go to the factory, pay the physical visit and check their number of plant and machinery. It means TOD is very much suitable technique for checking assertions of the company. What of the company? Is it correctly recorded or not? Completely recorded or not? Properly existing or not? Ownership. That all those assertions you can test via TOD. But analytical procedure gives you the aerial view of the company. Which view of the company? Now I want to check the liquidity of the company. What should I do? मैं current ratio calculate करूंगा. I will calculate the which ratio? Now current ratio का formula? Current assets by current liabilities. I want to check the working capital of the company. I will calculate one for the current assets minus current liabilities. I want to check their cost of equity as compared to the industry. I will do the ratio analysis. KE, KD chapters are there. Are you getting the point? So financial management. Okay. I want to check that ki whether last year company invested 200 crores in buying the new plant and machinery. Right or not? Now this is called financing decision or this is called investment decision. Company invested how many crores? It's a small decision or a huge one. In this area we calculate NPV, net present value. That you will understand in capital budgeting chapter. If the NPV is positive, it means company has taken a right decision. But if the NPV is what? Negative, it means your cost is more than your benefit. उसे बोलते हैं ना cost benefit analysis. Would you like to incur a cost where you will get the less benefit or more benefit? More benefit. Are you getting the point? हम लोग properties में क्यों invest करते हैं? Why do we invest in properties? Because lands and buildings are going to fetch you more money. But when we buy a car, it is the most depreciable asset. But yes, standard of living, you have to maintain status in the society, so we buy it. Mobile phone, moment you have used it for 7 days, next day you go to the market, sell it for second hand, it will not fetch you more than 50% of your cost. Same is the case with the bikes and cars. We know that they are depreciable, but we still buy it. Am I correct or not? So these all techniques of the systematic analytical procedure are known as what? Ratio analysis. So did you understand the difference between both of them? So what is the first one? And second one is? Now we are going to read it. What is first one? Read. Commonly used technique where the current period data will be compared with the previous prior periods to evaluate whether current balances move in line with what? Trends established with the previous years or balances or not. Let me give you one practical example. Let's say for example, अपन Tata की बात करते हैं, right or not? Not today, Ratan Tata is there. ठीक है ना? तो Ratan Tata have a like ample of experience of running the group of companies whichever is there in his basket or portfolio. Tomorrow, is there any guarantee that the successor of the Ratan Tata will be as much as efficient as Ratan Tata? Or there is no guarantee? Then we'll do the trend analysis. Let's say for example, in between Cyrus Mistry was made as a successor of Tata Groups. Who was made? Cyrus Mistry. So Ratan Tata was already 70 plus. So he said that, okay, Cyrus Mistry, one of his partner's son, he told him that you take over. But when at that point of time, he started running the Tata Group for how many years? 3 years. And share price of the company fell down to this level. It was a 60% reduced in the prices of the shares. What does that mean? That means a human brings a value or a human brings a devalue in the company. When again Ratan Tata took over the chairmanship from the Cyrus Mistry, the prices went up. People come with the brand value. Are you getting the point or not? These all are nothing but part and parcel of which analysis? Trend analysis. So basically trend analysis mein what do we see? This is the main point. We compare the current year figures with what? Last year figures to evaluate what? Read this point again. To evaluate whether the current balances move in line with the which established? Trend established with the previous year balance. Achha, what does that mean? Achha, say for example, if this is the trend you are getting, tell me, is current year matching with the previous year? ये मान लो ये current year है, ये last 4 years है. These are the last 5 years. And up to last 5 years, it was a which trend? Increasing. But suddenly this year what? This trend analysis gave you what idea about the company? Okay, this year is very good for that or very hard for them? Is it following the trend, in line with the trend or opposite to that? That is called trend analysis. Did you get the point? These things you do not understand by doing TOD. TOD में हम लोग क्या चेक करते हैं? उन्होंने बोल रहा है मेरे पास 40 प्लांट एंड मशीनरी है, मैं जाऊंगा वहां पे जाके चेक करूंगा. आई विल जस्ट गो ओवर देयर एंड चेक इट, दैट्स इट. TOD means testing of details. Detail testing करना है तो TOD is best. But if you want to do aerial view analytical testing, then which standard helps you out? Say 520. Now ratio analysis. Read the ratio analysis, everyone. What is ratio analysis? It's a useful technique for analyzing the profitability, activity, solvency and liquidity of the entity, useful for analyzing asset, liability, revenue, expenditure, etc. Which are the ratios we generally calculate? GP ratio, debt by equity ratio, current ratio, stock turnover ratio, debt. अच्छा, debtor turnover ratio का मतलब क्या होता है? Anybody is having an idea? Debtor turnover ratio means in how many days you are able to collect the money from your debtors. अच्छा, suppose up to last year it was 30, this year it is 60. What does that mean? You are getting late in recovering the money from your debtor. It means the chances of bad debts might be higher. Your debtors are no longer paying you the money in 30 days, which they used to, but now you have to spend 60 days in recovering the same money. This is called ratio analysis. This is called what? So there are 4 types of ratios you will learn. One is called liquidity ratios, solvency ratios, profitability ratios, activity ratios. What are the 4? Liquidity, solvency, profit. All these 4 different ratios gives us the different point of views of the company. Liquidity wise strong or not, solvency wise sound or not, profitability wise higher or lower or not, and activity wise are they running operationally effectively or not. So this is called the first 2 techniques, everyone. What are the name? Trend analysis and ratio. What is the next one? Do you still remember that go down wala example? 80,000 bags in this godown. Possible or not? That is reasonable statement or unreasonable? That is called reasonable test. It means you don't have to visit even a factory. Just ask them the area. From the area only you can tell whether he is telling a lie or a truth. Okay, it's just a simple mathematics. In this much of area, you can't put even 8,000 bags, and 80,000 is a different case. Did you get the point? Now, what do you mean by reasonable test now? It does not rely upon what? Prior period data. It uses the non-financial data for the period under the audit. Mostly used in the income and P&L statement. Example, examining the space of godown to check the quantity of what? Inventory. You don't have to just go to their godown and look at the size only. You don't have to even go inside. From the size only you will come to know whether that person is telling a lie or a truth. उसे बोलते हैं reasonableness test. Which test? So what are the three techniques I told you? Trend analysis, ratio analysis. Each and every technique just now I told you is a separate question in your examination. It may come. So you will be very much 100% confident in writing the answers of ratio analysis, because that is one of the chapter in your FM. Major problem comes when you write the answer for trend analysis and reasonableness. And what is the last one, everyone? Structural modeling. What is the last one? This is a kind of statistical methods. जैसे अपन stats में करते थे ना, एक topic होता है mean, median, mode. We used to do that. So when you do the advanced level of statistics, that is known as what? Structural modeling. मतलब you simply just use the formulas to understand about the company's soundness. उसे बोलते हैं structural modeling. Those methods, actually this is the least used method in our auditing profession. Least used in the sense most of the auditors don't use this. The most favorable one are first three. What are the first three? Trend analysis, ratio. क्योंकि they are easy to understand. देखो, structural modeling also is going to do the same thing what these three are doing, but here with the use of statistics. With the use of what? Statistics. अब पढ़ो क्या लिखा हुआ है? It constructs a what? Statistical model. It constructs a statistical model by using financial and non-financial data of the which year's period to predict what? Current account balances. Least used due to its involvement of what? Complex process and statistical formulas. समझ में आ रहा है? So when it is least used, it is least asked as well. Are you getting the point? So you have to concentrate on first three. What are the first three? Ratio, trend, reasonableness. So that brings an end to our topic called what? Techniques of SAP. One of the fine and one of the most asked question in your essay 520. Okay? Now, how you will understand whether your analytical procedures are suitable for the given assertions or not. It means, देखो क्या होता है, there are so many places, there are so many times when you are doing an audit na, you will be in a confusing state. Should I go with TOD or should I go with SAP? Are you getting the point? Now you have to make a call at that point of time, and you have to make a call very soon because you are having unlimited time or limited. How we will be able to understand कि yes, particular situation is suitable for SAP or particular situation is suitable for what? TOD. How you will take a call? You will take a call by using this formula. Read the point number one, read. SAP generally applies to which transactions? Large volume transactions which are what in nature? Predictable over a certain period of time. अब इसको ध्यान से सुनना what I am saying. Tell me one thing. 3 months salary is 48 lakhs debited to P&L account. How much is 12 months salary you expect? Into 4? Did you understand what I did just now? Is this something which is predictable or non-predictable? I just now give you one simple example to start with. 3 months salary, my client has debited 48 lakhs. How much you expect in 12 months? 48 lakhs into 4. 1 crore, 92 lakhs. Are you getting the point or not? Is this amount predictable or non-predictable? This is the area where the analytical procedure is most useful. Those areas where the things are predictable over the time. But now my question, second question to you. Up to 3 months, my client's debtors were 5 crores. Can you predict it during the year? कितने होंगे? Can you say that, okay, by the end of the year it will be 20 crores? Will you now apply the same predictability over the debtors, or you can't apply? It means in that case, which is the best method? TOD. What is TOD? Testing on. It means there are some certain areas, there are some certain assertions which you have to only do it with what? TOD. And there are some certain assertions which you can do it with whom? It means auditor should always have a good combination of the both the techniques. Neither he should be too much dependent upon SAPs, nor he should be too much dependent upon TOD. He should have a good mix of both. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So read the point number 1 again. First of all, read the heading. I told you heading is very important. Read the heading. Suitability of analytical procedure for a given assertion. Comment. Suppose if this kind of question will come, how you are going to survive? Read the point number 1, what you will write. SAP generally applies to large volume transactions which are predictable over the time. Just now I told you one example. Read the point number 2. Suitability of a particular SAP depends upon auditor's assessment of how effective it will be detecting the mistake. अब मैं जो तुम्हें next example बोलने जा रहा हूं उसको ध्यान से सुनना. Remember, whenever the ROMUM is very high, you will be more dependent upon TOD. What is TOD? If you think that the ROMUM level is very less, then only adopt SAP. Tell me the two factors. First one I told you, predictability. What is the first one I told you? If the things are predictable over the time, SAP. Non-predictable, TOD. Now what I told you? ROMUM, very high, TOD. Very less. Did you understand the point? So this is how you understand whether it is suitable or non-suitable. What is the third area? Sometimes even non-sophisticated models becomes what? More effective. And conclusion is whether a particular SAP is suitable or not depends upon what? Nature of assertion and assessment of ROMUM by the auditor. तो मतलब main दो topics है. Predictability, ROMUM. What are the two things? Predictability, ROMUM. Agar things are highly predictable, use SAP. But if the things are highly ROMUM, use TOD. Vice versa, less SAP, less TOD. Did you get the point? The predictability and the ROMUM of the transaction are the two major important factors which will help the auditor in assessing whether the situation demands TOD more or SAP less, or situation demands SAP more or TOD less. Did you get the point? चलो एक और एग्जांपल बोलता हूं. You tell me. Salaries and wages. पक्का? Rent, sales, सुनो, सेल्स बोल रहा हूं मैं. सेल्स. अच्छे मेरे को ये बताना, टीओडी. एक सेकेंड, आई थिंक यू डिडंट गेट मी सो फार. Debtors were up to 3 months, I told you, 5 crores. Can there be zero debtors by the year end? Yes, there can be zero debt. So you can't say that 3 months 5 crores means 1 year 20 crores. Can you say that? Same is not the case with the sale. Sale once 3 months ka 4 crores hai. Suppose 3 months sale is what? Can you predict how much it will be by the year end? Little bit. Thoda sa bhi. Are you understanding what I am saying? देखो, you are connecting sales with the debtor. I am telling you, don't do that. Debtor is a balance. Sale is a transaction. Debtor is a what? Sale is a balances always get finalized at the year end. Till that time you can't predict. But transaction takes place at the year end or every day. That you can predict. It means SAPs can be mostly used in trading and P&L items. Which items? But you can't use SAPs mostly in case of what? Balance sheet items. That's what I'm trying to tell. Achha, tell me one thing. If the first 3 months sales are 4 crores, by the year end it will be 0, or it will increase only. Dekho, I'm not saying that it will be too much predictable for you to tell ki it will go to 20 crores or something, but it will be more than that. That is for sure. But can you tell me the same thing with the debtors and creditors? No. So TOD is mostly used where? Balances. When we are checking the balances, balance sheet items, TOD is more suitable than what? SAPs. But when we are using the trading and P&L items, which one is more suitable? SAPs are more suitable. So that is what the point number one. ये क्या लिखा हुआ है? It depends upon nature of assertion. Did you get the point or not? अच्छा, tell me one thing. Can you check the existence by SAP? Existence के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? If you want to check the existence of inventory, they are saying that we have 92 crores inventory in our godown. What you will do? Okay, let me ask you some few questions. You will ask the question and you will come to know that yes, 92 is there in the godown, or you have to visit the godown. So इसका मतलब TOD cannot be replaced by SAP, but sometimes SAPs can be replaced by TOD. So which one is always more preferable, but not only preferable, right or not? It should be a good combination of both SAPs and TOD. तो अगर मैं तुमसे पूछूं Romum is very high, always TOD, less maybe SAP. What you will write? Maybe SAP. Predictability over the time, more SAPs, less TOD. Did you get the point? तो ये दो फैक्टर याद कर लो. What are the two factors? Read. Nature of assertion and assessment of Romum by the home. Clear? Now, reliability of results by audit procedures depends upon reliability of what? Data. Achha, do you remember yesterday I told you कि what is the most important thing to do SAP? Oh, hello. किधर? फिर तुम्हारे मार्क्स नहीं आते ऑडिटिंग में, फिर तुम मेरे को फिर ब्लेम करते हो फैकल्टी को. सीधा को बैठ. क्या टॉपिक कर रहे थे अपन? हाँ, एसएपी का फुल फॉर्म बताइए. फुल फॉर्म बता. शट अप. You know what to do. Out. एसएपी का फुल फॉर्म बताओ इसे जाने से पहले. पिछले आधे घंटे से करके रहा तू. 100 बार बोला होगा मैंने एसएपी 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 एसएपी. और फिर तुम्हारे पास इतनी हिम्मत भी होती है फैकल्टी को ब्लेम करने की. एंड यू पीपल विल स्टार्ट ब्लेमिंग द फैकल्टी की ही वाज टीचिंग इन दिस वे एंड दैट वे, दैट्स व्हाई वी वर अनएबल टू. कितने मार्क्स आए ऑडिटिंग में? लिखा ही नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा आता है. यू नो टू मच. सर याद रखना, नो जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इन माई क्लास. मेरे को इधर से प्रॉब्लम दिखी, खड़ा होके बाहर. उधर से दिखी, बाहर. Want to study, study, else leave. It's your money, you have given it, you have every right to waste it, no problem. कितना पैसा दिया यहाँ पे? How much money you paid? 90, 80, 90. You paid. So who gave you the right to waste it? Huh? Out. अभी SAP stands for substrat. देखो सर, एक बात याद रखना, कभी भी अपने माँ बाप का पैसा वेस्ट मत करना. इट्स अ कर्मा. यू विल डू इट टुडे, यू विल गेट इट इन रिटर्न लेटर. आज तुम कर रहे हो, कल तुम्हारे बच्चे करेंगे. टुमारो योर चिल्ड्रंस विल डू द सेम. आस्क योर पेरेंट्स हाउ दे आर सर्वाइविंग बाय पेइंग योर 90,000 हियर. एटलीस्ट डोंट वेस्ट देयर मनी. That 90 can be invested somewhere. Do some Rapido, Ola job. You can easily earn it. Why are you wasting the money then? Huh? 80,000, 90,000 you will waste now. When you won't clear, you will look for crash batches. Then you will buy pen drive, Google Drive classes of some XYZ faculty. And then LMR batches you will look for. What's the point? So when you already know that, ask your parents how they managed 80,000. You might be from a very sound family, that is good for you, but you have not made them sound. They have made themselves sound by a lot of hard work which they have done throughout their life. For them 90,000 might be the 3 months salary for your father, or 90,000 might be the 6 months salary for your mother or father, anyone. So who gave you the right to come here and waste it? Today you do it, tomorrow it will happen to you. I'm telling you, there are still some choices. MBA कर लो, BCom honors, MCom honors कुछ कर लो. Go and join some call center and do some 20-30,000 rupees per month wala job. That is good enough for a people like you if you are not interested in the class. Huh? Don't. So these are the only two people you have seen on this planet whom we can call God. कभी God को देखा actual में? Have you seen them? But you see it on daily basis. That is your mother and father. कभी लॉर्ड कृष्णा, लॉर्ड रामा, लॉर्ड शिवा कभी देखे हैं? किनको देखते हो डेली? Mother and father. They are the only existing gods on this planet. Don't cheat them by wasting their money. I know that some of you might be fully riches from the background, but that is not your money. You have no right to waste it. That is your parents' hard-earned money, not stolen money. Right? So don't waste it. Ask your father or mother once at least, कि how did they arrange 90,000? एक ये homework करके आना. Then you will come to know that how they arranged. They might have broken their FD. They might have given you a month's salary. They might be planning for your 90,000 since last 1 year because when you were in foundation. But they gave it so easy, so that's why you stop respecting it. That is not the case. It will not take you anywhere. It will make you a bad person. Don't waste your parents' money and everything. That's a humble request. Because earning is very tough. And you will come to know when you will be dying for earning even a 1 lakh rupees per month also. 50,000 की भी job लगेगी, you will do it. And you know, jobs comes in your hand according to your capabilities. So if you are doing a 50,000 job and your friend is doing a 1 lakh rupees job, it means he is more capable than you. Try to understand that. You might have missed or misutilized that money and the time when the faculty was throwing his throat in front of you and teaching you one concept and you were looking here and there. And what is the possibility that the same question may come in the examination? There's a possibility or not? At that point of time, what you will do? Are you understanding the point? Don't take it as a faculty advice, take it as a brotherly advice. I've seen so many, I've crossed more than 32,000 students. मेरे को मालूम है where you people fall. Try to understand. Remove this myth from your mind कि this is going to be your first attempt and first attempt is always a casual attempt. If you have this thing in your mind, you are the stupidest fellow available on this planet right now. And if you're wasting it, you are the biggest animal on this planet who does not respect their parents even. अपना पैसा है, अच्छे से utilize करो. People like you only allow the other people to start the batches like crash batches and all those things because you don't realize your importance of the coaching when you sit it for the first time. It might be looking wonder to you, 500, 200 students are sitting around you, might be looking joyous classes and all those things, but at the end of the day, I can guarantee you, you open your material at home, you will be completely blank when you will start reading it from here. Let it be the tax subjects, accounting, auditing, law, kuch bhi le lo. You start reading it from the material which we have provided you. Everyone from the next day onward will start coming here and asking the doubts. So what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of that? Remember one thing, it is not always faculty's 100% contribution. We only contribute 70%. 30% has to come from your side. Your revision, your dedication, your discipline, your writing, your retention, your revisions, all that plays the role, not 100%. So you are nobody to blame us. We are here to take care of your 100 marks of portion. We will do it 3 times in the class by revising the same concept. But if you are not doing so, that is your fault. You are no longer a credit taker. You should be a blame taker actually. But you do vice versa. अगर clear हो गए तो हमने अच्छा पढ़ा था. लेकिन अगर क्लियर नहीं हुए तो फैकल्टी ने बुरा पढ़ाया था. देखो क्या होता है, everyone goes through a cycle. I have been through your stage. I used to think in the same way what you are thinking right now. But when you realize the fact that actually it was vice versa and someone elder is giving the request, try to take that request positively. Understood my point or not? Just think logically how they might have earned those 90,000 plus 5,000 per month they are sending it to you. You might be rich from the background, but you didn't make them rich, na? They made themselves rich on their own. You prove it yourself, then you have every right to waste it. You earn 30,000 rupees, 90,000 rupees per month, you waste it, take 10 times coaching, no problem. That is our benefit only. That is a business to us only. You will come again for the crash course, that is a business to us only. But I hate people who go to the crash batches and again sit with the same faculty for taking that. Don't you feel embarrassed at that point of time? Why didn't you listen at 90,000? By paying 90,000, you are wasting your money. So do one thing, sir. If you are not comfortable, this course is not for you, leave that course. But if you think that you are made for it, then show it. That's it. Don't do this blah blah. देखो, every faculty has its own way of teaching. मेरा तो यही स्टाइल है कि जिस दिन disrespectful feel हुआ, उस दिन I'll make sure that you will all have it from me. But when I'm in a mood, in a joyful mood and all, हम लोग मजाक भी करते, मस्ती भी करते क्लास में. We do it or not. But at the end of the day, when something has to be done seriously, you have to listen to me in that way also. It doesn't work always 100% in that way which you are looking for. I can guarantee you, sir, you will start realizing it when the classes will get over. When you will open your materials and notes which we are providing you, that will look alien to you at that point of time. Then panic button will start. Arey yaar, 2.5 months, 8 subjects, how to do? Then you will start making choices. Group 1 or group 2. This happens over 95% of the student goes through this phase, and you are also going to go through this phase. But I think prevention is always better than cure. Make sure that if you can prevent that injustice to yourself and to your parents now, later on you will not be having anything to regret upon. Am I correct? ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सा सिंसियर हो जाओ. जब मजाक की बारी आएगी अपन करेंगे ना क्रैक जोक्स, तो मैं हंसना, मैं भी हंसूंगा. बट क्लास में बैठ के मेरे को डिस्टर्ब करना, मेरे सब्जेक्ट को डिस्टर्ब करना इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. आई विल नॉट थिंक ट्वाइस बिफोर थ्रोइंग यू आउट ऑफ द क्लास. क्लियर है? चलो, व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द टॉपिक एवरीवन? रीड इट. Reliability of results by analytical procedure depends upon reliability of data. If you remember, day before yesterday when we started this topic, I told you that if you want to apply analytical procedures, you need two things. What are the two things? Availability of data, reliability of data. पहले तुम्हारे को क्या available होना चाहिए? Data. And data which is available to you must be non-reliable or reliable. वही तो वो बोल रहे हैं. They are simply saying the same thing. Read the point again. Reliability of results by using which technique? Analytical. Depends upon what? Reliability of data. If the data given to you is reliable, then only your results will also be what? Reliable. It's a true statement, but factors affecting the reliability of data are, what is the first factor everyone? Source. Do you remember 505? External confirmation. We send PCR and NCR. They are more reliable, or ledgers given by the client is more reliable? External confirmations are more reliable than what? Ledgers. So it means what matters at that point of time? Source. Internal source was more reliable or external? External. So that increases your reliability. So what is the first factor everyone? Source. What is the second factor? Comparability. I am asking the sales ka figure and I asked him last 10 years ka figure also you give me. He gave me the 10 years ka figure so that I can do what? Which analysis? Ab batao. Ratio or trend analysis. Will I be able to come to know? Is it increasing trend or what? It means what is the second thing which enhances your reliability is what? Comparability. What is the factor number 1? Source. Factor number 2? What is the third factor? Nature and relevance. Achha, tell me one thing. To check whether actual results are good or not, do we need budgets? If my actual is within the budget, am I an efficient company? But if it is beyond it, inefficient. So what is the third thing everyone? nature and relevant. Importance of the data matters. Example, budgets are more relevant when it comes to determining the which results? Actual results. पहले वाला पढ़ो source. From where the data is obtained. Example, information is more reliable when obtained from which source? So external source is always or mostly more reliable. Mostly more reliable than internal. Next point is what? Comparability. Comparison of the information available shall exist. Example, industry general sales can't be compared with company selling the which goods. चलो इसका एग्जांपल बताते हैं. अच्छा, say for example, DC you all know Dilip Chhabadiya. I'll tell you. DC is one of the person in India who makes the customized cars. Which cars? Can you compare the sales of Dilip Chhabadiya Car Corporation with the Hyundai? Hyundai customized cars बनाती है या same cars? Sir, might be there be a differentiation in the color or the features or model, but Honda City will look like what? Honda City only. But same Honda City ko, if you will give 5 lakhs extra to Dilip Chhabadiya, he will make it into Rolls Royce. So that car sales of Dilip Chhabadiya, who is a customized car maker, and the Hyundai, can you compare? Is it comparable? But can you compare Hyundai with the Honda? Can you compare Tata with the Mahindra? Yes. So comparability is also one of the thing which enhances what? Reliability. So what are the two factors we are done with? Source, compare. And third one, just now we have done it, nature and what is the next one? ये तो इतना simple है. अच्छा ये बताओ, a company is having a tight internal control system which are super strong, no chances of frauds and errors. They are preparing the data. Highly reliable or least reliable? Highly reliable. On the other way around, companies having the poor accounting system and poor internal control system. Least reliable. So what are the 4 factors which pushes your reliability to the upper level? Source, comparability, nature and controls over the information. Tight controls will make it better. Loose controls will give the high chances of frauds and error. Which one is least reliable? Where the frauds and errors are higher. Which one is highly reliable? Frauds and errors are lower. And frauds and errors will be lowered when your internal control systems are strong. Try to understand the correlations. Are you getting the point? So if anyone will ask you ki how the reliability of the data which we have used in the analytical procedures will enhance the reliability of the results, it is all dependent upon 4 factors. Factor number 1, source, comparability, nature, relevance, and small topics they are, but they are very important from the auditor's judgment point of view. These are some things which you have to apply in your daily life while doing the audit also. आप लोग भी क्लाइंट को यही बोलोगे, सर एक काम करो, मेरे को लेजर नहीं चाहिए, let me send PCR and NCR, because you think from inside which one is more reliable? External. Simple सी बात है, right? Now, matters relevant to the auditor's evaluation of ROMM while using the expectations under analytical procedures. Now, understand one thing, when we analyze some situation, whenever we analyze one situation and when I have to take a call, should I go for TOD or should I go for what? SAP. Then in that case, these 3 factors you always have to keep it in mind. What is the first one? Accuracy. The accuracy by which expected results can be predicted. Example, comparison of gross profit of current year with the previous year is more accurate than comparing the advertisement expenditure of one period with what? Another. मैं तुमसे एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल पूछता हूं. Try to understand. Can I compare 10 years of gross profit to do my trend analysis? Yes or no? क्योंकि gross profit comes from sales. Gross profit comes from where? So 10 years का figure gross profit, can I compare it or not? Yes. But can you compare the 10 years का advertisement expenditure? Let me tell you logically. There is one product which I am launching today. In the first year, does it need more marketing or less marketing? To fit in the market, to make it permanent in the market. What will happen next year? Less. Next to next year, less. Next to next year, next to next year might not be required. Okay now. So you can't compare advertisement expenditures like you are comparing what? Gross profit. Because gross profit always comes from the sales. Sales have to take place. So it is a figure which is based upon one factor, whether you want or not. Advertisement expenditure depends upon what? So many factors. कंपटीशन कितना है, प्राइस कितना है, लोकेशन कहां पे है. अब मान लो मेरे को, शुड आई कीप माई रोल्स रॉयस ऑफिस इन एसआर नगर, इज इट द बेस्ट प्लेस टू ओपन दैट, और बेस्ट प्लेस इज जुबली हिल्स. एंड तो भैया मार्केटिंग मिक्स पढ़ा ना हमने एसएम में, 4 P's ऑफ द प्लेस, प्राइस, प्रमोशन, प्रोडक्ट पढ़ा ना हमने. तो वो सारी चीजें मैटर करती है एडवर्टाइजमेंट के ऊपर. तो एडवर्टाइजमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर इज अ नॉन कंपेरेबल एक्सपेंडिचर, whereas so which one is more accurate to compare, gross profit or advertisement? That is what our first factor was. What is the first factor? Accuracy. Clear hai? What is the second factor, everyone? Disaggregation. Now see, substantive analytical procedures are more effective when applied on what? Individual sections or on components in diversified way rather than applied to the financial statement as a whole. वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि substantive analytical procedure is more useful when you are comparing an individual item. Which item? ABCD. What is ABCD? Accounts, balance, class of transactions and disclosures. What is ABCD का full form? Accounts, balance, class of transactions. When you are doing the comparison of accounts or balances or transactions or disclosures, SAP is the best thing because they are individuals. They are what? But put together, this is not FS. This is called as what? FS. FS as a whole, you can't use SAP in that case. Are you getting the point? So it means substantive analytical procedures are more useful in individual items or centralized items. Individual. Diversified items, disintegrated items are more useful in terms of what? SAP. But when we want to understand a financial statement as a whole in a integrated manner or in a big manner, then SAP is useful or not useful? Not useful. So that is why the name of the topic is called what? अच्छे बताओ, aggregation का मतलब क्या होता है? Aggregation, add up. Disaggregation mean? So separate items, when we do comparison, SAP is best, but aggregately SAP is not best. So tell me, what are the two factors we learned? Accuracy, disaggregation. And last one you already know. What is the last one? If there is a data available, SAP. If no data available, TOD. Clear? So this is what this topic is all about. Next one. How to deal with investigating results of analytical procedures. Now see, if an auditor finds any inconsistency with the expected results of fluctuation, etc., he shall investigate such significant differences and fluctuations by two methods. Let's say for example, I was expecting your gross profit to grow by 35% every year. How much? But when I'm actually comparing, it is only 2% increasing. Tell me, what was my expectation? How much? What is the differentiation? 33%. Is the rate of deviation higher or lower? Is it significant difference or insignificant? So how should I deal with this situation when my rate of deviation has been crossed by the actual results? Dekho, if I'm expecting 35% growth, if the company is showing 30%, that is still fine. Because it is near to my expectation. But 35% on one side and 5% on one side, is it near or very far? कुछ तो क्या करेंगे? मैनेजमेंट के पास जाएंगे. क्या करेंगे? So what is the point number 1? Inquiry from management. I will simply go to the management and inquire this. What I will inquire? Requesting management to provide what? Additional information about what? Differences, and evaluate the response given by the management with evidence obtained. I will simply go to the manager and he'll say that, sir, whatever you already gave me, that showed me 5% and 35% ka differentiation is what? 30%. I need some more information. Why this is happening? And whatever they are providing you, analyze that. How they are providing. If they are hesitating, something wrong is there. But if they are providing you with full heart, it means they also are interested in knowing why 35% has been reached to the level of what? 5%. It means they are also interested in knowing. So that's what requesting management to provide additional information and evaluate the what? response given by the management. अगर वो hesitate कर रहे हैं इसका मतलब they knew that कि what is the problem but they're not telling me. But if they're not hesitating, it means they also want to know that what is the reason. It means they will cooperate with me. Am I correct? What is the second thing? देखो, management, but you tell me frankly, are you going to believe them? Whatever they will give. We should always have this quality with us. What is this? Professional. That is of which mind? It means always do the combination of this and this. What is this? Just because management has given you the additional information doesn't mean that your work is what? Over. You have to start performing your FAP. What is FAP? Further audit. Are you getting the point? If the management fails to provide an explanatory, appropriate explanation, then auditor may perform additional audit procedures to identify the MM, if any. Do you remember same thing I told you in the PCR NCR also? Ki while sending the PCR NCR, do we have to take prior permission of client? But if the client refuses you, kuch to problem hai. So what you will do? Sir, why did you refuse me? Please note it down on a piece of paper. Give me the evidence. Then will I keep my mouth shut or I will think of alternative procedure? And I will go to TCWG. Still I have not modified. I will go to whom? TCW. I'll tell them your management is not providing me the permission to send the PCR and NCR. TCWG also said, no sir, we can't give you the permission. Iska matlab, ab to definitely 200% there is some problem. It means now finally I will do what? Auditor is also. So remember one thing, modifying the opinion is your first resort or last. Try to apply everything you can. But when the last when no option is left, it demands a modification. So first I tried what? But I didn't like the explanation they gave. I evaluated their responses. Am I satisfied or dissatisfied? I did my what? FAP. When I did my FAP, did I get persuasive evidence or did I got conclusive evidence? When I did my FAP, I got conclusive evidence. Because I have done that now. Right or not? What they were giving me is known as what? Persuasive evidence. What I am doing is now called what? Conclusive. And if the conclusive evidence is giving me the direction towards a negative opinion, then finally, if I will find the MM, what is MM? I'll give a which report? That is how auditor deals. Abhi topic ka naam kya tha padho? How to deal with investigating results of what? और नीचे क्या लिखा हुआ था? If the auditor finds any inconsistency with the expected results of fluctuation, he shall investigate such significant differences and fluctuation. तो पहले हमने किसको मौका दिया सर? To whom did we allow first? Management. But the management was unable to satisfy me. That's why I did my FAP. From the FAP I found MM. Finally I will what? Modify my opinion. Clear everyone? So this is all small topics are there but very important. Again, suitability of analytical procedure as which test? That same, what are the 4 topics? Tell me the 4 factors. That is why intentionally I asked you. You mix 2 topics. Source and all that, which 2 topics? You are telling me source, you are telling me comparability. That is the answer for the factors which enhances the reliability of results. I am not asking reliability, I am asking suitability. When do you, nature of assertion and level of Romum. What are the 2 factors? Nature of assertion. That will help you in deciding whether SAP to be done or TOD to be done. Now what I told you, nature of assertion में predictive items, SAP, non-predictive, TOD. Romum high and less, same topic है. ये suitability of analytical procedure as a substantive test. Same thing you can do. Now ये बहुत important point है. What is this? Read this heading only and stop. Just read the heading. अच्छा, सबसे बड़ा problem पता क्या है? Do you remember same problem we faced in the related party disclosures? If you remember, I told you at that point of time कि related party disclosures SA 550 is generally not used in government sector undertakings. Why? Because in the government sector undertakings, taking transactions, doing transactions with your other government company is very common. And government does not believe anything in related party disclosures. Do you remember I gave you the example of BHEL and ONGC? Achha, say for example, chalo, let's do the revision of that, because if you don't understand that, then only you can do it here. Now see, if ONGC total sales is 400 crore, how much? Sorry, BHEL ka total sale is 400 crore. Out of 400 crores, 3 crores they sold it to BHEL. ONGC and BHEL, both are which companies? Government company. Under the common parent. So BHEL to ONGC, 4 crore sales out of 400 crores is only what? 1%. Significant or least significant? Auditor even should not take a look at that. But out of 400, 390 crores of the sale is going to what? ONGC. अब बताओ significant or too significant? तो भैया यहाँ पे 550 अप्लाई होगा, क्योंकि now it is a which transaction? Significant transaction. Generally we do not apply 550 related party in case of which sector? Government sector. But we have to apply it when the things are what? Too significant. Same thing 520 is also telling you. Read the heading now. मतलब should we apply analytical procedures while doing the audit of which entities? तो देखो ऊपर first point read. What is the point written? The relationships between individual financial statement may not be relevant in the audit of what? Or non-business PSUs. I'll tell you one thing. Government audits are always sick units. Government units are always what? But still they run. Why? Because they are backed up by whom? सर गवर्नमेंट कंपनी में मैटर नहीं करता आपको प्रॉफिट आ रहा है या क्या आ रहा है, लॉस. यू आर अ गवर्नमेंट कंपनी, दैट मैटर्स द मोस्ट. अब एयर इंडिया देख लो, लास्ट 21 ईयर से लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी इट वाज, नॉट अ प्रॉफिट मेकिंग. विच कंपनी इट वाज? बट स्टिल गवर्नमेंट रन इट फॉर 21 ईयर्स इन द लॉसेस. फाइनली हु अग्रीड टू बिड? टाटा. टाटा बॉट द एयर इंडिया. I will convert. Now same is the case. Tata also converted JLR also from loss making to profit making. Jaguar Land Rover. They were the brands of Ford. Tata bought it from whom? Ford. And it was a loss making company. Today the most profitable venture of the Tata Motors is what? JLR. Jaguar Land Rover. Same is the case Tata is going to do with the Air India. Air India actually was gifted by great grandfather of Ratan Tata to the government of India. It was already Tata's incorporation, but it was gifted to whom? Government was able to run or unable to? Again went back to his father now. Abhi Ratan Tata ke baad फिर से आ गई Air India, and he will make sure that he will convert this loss-making company into what? That's how Mahindra did with Satyam. जब महिंद्रा ने सत्यम को टेक ओवर किया था, Satyam was the most corrupted company at that point of time. 57,000 crores of scam. Mahindra took over. He named it as Mahindra Satyam. For the next 2 years also it was loss making. Why? Because the word Satyam was attached. The moment he turned into Tech Mahindra, he changed the company from Mahindra Satyam to what? The company from the next year started earning what? Profits. Abhi one of the biggest tech company in India. तो कई बार क्या होता है सर, कई बार देयर इज अ वे ऑफ रनिंग द कंपनी. गवर्नमेंट में सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है? एटीट्यूड प्रॉब्लम है. इट्स नॉट दैट कि गवर्नमेंट कांट रन द कंपनी, दे डोंट वांट टू रन द कंपनी प्रॉफिटेबली. देयर एटीट्यूड प्रॉब्लम इज देयर. दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन ईटिंग द मनी rather than investing and running the company. Are you getting the point? They're more interested in putting their pockets filled up with the money rather than filling the net profit basket of the company. Are you getting the point? So that is the reason 90% of the organizations in the government are what? Profit earning or sick units. Bimar hai sare. All are sick, diagnosed. All are COVID-19 patients. All the government companies. And there's no vaccination for that. That's the reason 520 is saying that ki better not to apply analytical procedure in the which entities? Because analytical procedure you will be applying in those entities who know how to run. There's a gross profit in one company. I would like to apply last 10 years analytical procedure to understand कि are they growing company or what? Non-growing company. Government में क्या apply करोगे? Government अपने financial statement तक नहीं बनाती. Mr. CAG, who is CAG? He forcefully tells the company and government then prepares the financial statement, that too for some selected organizations. Are you getting the point? तो that's the reason. Relationship between individual financial statement may be or may not be in the audit of what? Government. Industry data statistics for comparison purpose also may not be available in the which sector? Sir, if you don't have figures, if you don't have data, what you will compare? Comparability possible or not possible? So analytical procedure possible or not possible? Not possible. Example, in PSUs, there may be a very little direct relationship between revenue and expenditure. अच्छा, normal life में तुम क्या करते हो? What you do in normal life? When you would like to invest more money, when you are expecting more profit or less profit? भाई मैं देखो, मैंने 2017 में ये टैब खरीदा था. उस टाइम पे I almost spent 2 lakh rupees on this. But so far, it has given me 100, 200 times of revenue. More than that. So was it a worthful investment? At that point of time, I also thought 10 times. और यार खरीदे क्या? 2 लाख रुपए जाएंगे पॉकेट में से, है ना? लेकिन जब इसका यूज पता चला, इससे अपनी एनर्जी सेव होती है, एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज होती है, तो देन इन दैट केस वी बॉट इट. डिड यू गेट? हम लोग कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस करते हैं. मींस व्हाट? कॉस्ट से कितना बेनिफिट. इट शुड ऑलवेज बी वर्थ मोर देन कॉस्ट. गवर्नमेंट में ऐसा नहीं होता, वाइस वर्सा. They will first think about what? Cost. Later on they will think about money. Coming or not coming matter or does not matter? वही तो बोल रहा है. Example in PSU. पढ़ो क्या लिखा हुआ है? Example in PSUs, there may be very little direct relationship between what? Sometimes expenditures on acquiring the assets may not be what? Capital. अपन installation expenditure को किधर डालते? Cost of asset. ये डेबिट टू P&L करते हैं. अगर डेबिट टू P&L होगा तो व्हाट विल हैपन टू योर प्रॉफिट? प्रॉफिट मेकिंग विल टर्न इनटू लॉस मेकिंग. देयर मे बी नो रिलेशनशिप एज ऑन व्हाट? एक्सपेंस. दिस इज द रीजन. व्हाट इज आवर कंक्लूजन? यूजिंग एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर्स माइट नॉट बी सुटेबल टूल इन डूइंग द ऑडिट ऑफ व्हाट. तो अगर ये शॉर्ट नोट आ गया तो विल यू बी एबल टू राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट द आंसर यू हैव टू राइट. एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर इन द विच सेक्टर? पब्लिक सेक्टर. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. फिर लास्ट टॉपिक है अपना. व्हाट इज द लास्ट टॉपिक? फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग. ये हमने ऑलरेडी कर लिया है. इट्स अ मिक्स ऑफ 2-3 टॉपिक्स. रीड द पॉइंट नंबर 1. You can do the analytical procedure when you have a availability. What is the second one? It is more useful in aggregation or disaggregation. What is this one? Do you remember in the few minutes back I told you analytical procedure is more useful in balance sheet items or trading and P&L item? So trading and P&L items are more predictable in nature. That's why SAP is more useful. But TOD is more useful in balance sheet item. What is the next one? Where it is more useful? When the things are more predictable. SAP is more useful. Otherwise, less useful. What is the next point? Which source matters? External or internal? Next one. Nature of what? And what is the last one? What can go wrong? इसे हम लोग रोमम बोलते हैं. What is रोमम? अच्छा, रोमम का फुल फॉर्म बताओ पहले. Risk means certain or uncertain. Possibility of frauds and error. अब ये वर्ड को पढ़ो, क्या बोलते हैं? What can go wrong? Are we certain or we are predicting it? तो उसे रोमम ही बोलते हैं. It is indirectly called what? रोमम. ठीक है ना? So all these 7 factors will help us in deciding whether to go with analytical procedures or TOD. Clear everyone? Next, read this point. Audit of large entities following substantive procedures are required. Audit procedures required to assess the ROMM. SA 330. TOD, ये तो हमने already किया हुआ है. TOD stands for what? When TOD is required, read this point. In TOD, extent of checking is generally carried out in terms of sampling and sample size only. To design TOD, both are relevant. What is that? अच्छा, मेरे को existence check करनी है. TOD. ROMM is very high. वही तो 2 factor लिखे हुए हैं. Nature of assertion and second one is what? Nature of risk. Example, to do TOD on existence occurrence assertions, sample shall be selected from such items which are required to be taken place and to be physically existed in what? Financial statement. To do TOD on completeness assertion, sample to be selected from such item which is expected to be included in FS and investigating whether they are fully recorded or not. अच्छा ये बताओ, I want to check salaries and wages. ध्यान से आंसर करना, प्रेडिक्टेबल और नॉन प्रेडिक्टेबल. बट आई वॉन्ट टू चेक द टोटल सैलरीज एंड वेजेस नाउ कंप्लीट. अब मेरे को ये चेक नहीं करना है कि व्हाट कैन बी, आई वॉन्ट टू बी सर्टन. अब टीओडी करेंगे. समझ में आ रहा है? इसका मतलब who will always be more result oriented, TOD is always more preferable than SAP. SAP, I am not saying that it is an ignorant area, it helps you, but if I will tell you by my experience, for me it is 70-30. 70 TOD and 30 SAP. Because there are some limited areas where we can use what? SAP. But there are so many areas where we can use what? Even if you don't have an option of SAP, you can do SAP also with what? TOD. But you cannot replace TOD with what? SAP. So TOD will always be bigger and always be more preferable than SAP. Clear? Now, on the other side, systematic, substantive, analytical procedure. It is generally applicable to when? Large bulk volume of transaction which are what? More predictable in nature over a time. Its suitability is dependent upon auditor's assessment of how effective it will be in detecting what? Mistake. Generally, the trend analysis, ratio analysis are being used to provide an evidence to support the reasonableness of which amount. देखो, जब मैं सिंपल सी बात बताऊं, ये ना year end when your total TOD is over ना, when your 70-80% of the audit is over, last 20% का patchwork you can do it with what? SAP. इसे बोलते हैं फाइनल स्क्रूटनी. आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दिस वर्ड. इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज व्हाट? फाइनल स्क्रूटनी. लास्ट में जाके मेरे को क्लाइंट का लिक्विडिटी, सॉल्वेंसी, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, एक्टिविटी चेक करना है, तो आई कैन डू व्हाट? सैप इन दैट केस. बट मेजर थिंग्स इफ आई, अच्छा जीएसटी में सैप यूज करोगे और टीओडी, विल यू चेक वन जीएसटी रिटर्न और ऑल द जीएसटी? सिंपल. तो टीओडी इज मोर यूजफुल इन फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एज कंपेयर टू व्हाट? SAP. Clear? So that brings an end to your another standard called SA 520. With that, our another chapter is over called Analytical Procedure. Now we have to start with the next chapter. अपना next chapter क्या रहेगा भाई? Audit sampling. क्या हो गया? आज देख रहे हो? डिग्री संस्कृत का पेपर है ना? कितने लोगों का है डिग्री एग्जाम? बस इतनी? एंड व्हाट अबाउट यू गाइस? इग्नू, ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी और अदर यूनिवर्सिटी. तो यू विल बी हैविंग योर ओन सेपरेट डेट्स फॉर योर ओन डिग्री एग्जाम्स. So that time you will be absent. No degree. Ignore, acha, open exam na, whenever you want you can give. Or there is no exam also. I thought IGNU to you are saying like this कि they will come to your house, sir. A degree please. कुछ तो exam देने पड़ते होंगे. Not that. Okay. So मतलब you people think that कि BCom and all these things are irrelevant when it comes to chartered accountancy, but you people are wrong actually. They do play a very important role. ये चीजें होनी जरूरी है. डिग्री फ्यूचर में जाके इसका इम्पैक्ट आता है. It will really like impact your growth and all. They do want you to be a properly graduate or postgraduate along with the professional course. See, professional course has their own importance, but these degrees and graduations and post graduations they have done. मैंने भी BCom honors SRCC से करा है and I did my MBA from Christ University. So I had to do it because I needed a backup. क्योंकि this course में entry is easy, exit is very difficult. It means something you should have in your pocket on the basis of which at least you can, or you should be doing at least 2 professional courses. Like जैसे CA and CM, that kind of combination you do. Then in that case you can say that only 1 to 2% role will be played by the degree and all. That is completely ignorable. But until unless you are not doing 2 courses, then these things do play a very important role. हमारे time पे क्या होता था? During our times, doing the 2 courses was not advisable. क्योंकि first of all, like what you are going to go through, like in the new portion they have introduced now, you have to clear both the groups. Then only you can join what? Article. So at your time, what used to happen is one group only you are clearing, you can join the articleship. Your second group you can plan during your articleship. And by the time what 2.5 years will be over, you can plan your final and you can get through it. In our times also, it was like this only, both groups and then articleship. Then they introduce your concept and then they again are introducing that same both groups wala concept. But what do you think, that is it feasible? Should be? Do you think that the new scheme is right or wrong? Only for articleship. I'll tell you, it is very badly going to impact 90% of the population. How much articleship they are saying? But after 2 years, you need to wait for 6 months to write your examination. So in the normal articleship, after 2.5 years, you can write your examination. One of the same thing. Second most important discouraging thing was 1/7 was your articleship time period. In the old scheme, 1/7. 1/7 of 3 years means 157 holidays you can take during your 3 years of articleship. But now only 12 holidays a year. How many? और उन्होंने लिखा अनइंटरप्टेड प्रोफेशनल सर्विसेज, मतलब पूरे साल में आप सिर्फ 12 हॉलीडे ले सकते हो, तो 2 साल में कितना हुआ? तो 157 holidays got reduced to what? 24. Third problem with the articleship is now you need to clear both groups to enter. Generally हम लोग प्लान होते तो है नहीं दोनों ग्रुप्स एक साथ, तो सेकेंड ग्रुप जनरली टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू गेट ओवर. तो अगर आपका जब तक सेकेंड ग्रुप नहीं होगा, योर 6 months आर गोइंग टू गेट डेफर्ड बाय योर वर्ड आर्टिकल्स. तो इनडायरेक्टली आप 3-4 years की आर्टिकलशिप कर रहे हो. समझ रहे हो? Indirectly, you are doing the articleship of what? If you could have cleared even your group 1 and group 2 in the first attempt itself only, you can join your what? Article. तो मेरे ख्याल से what you people should do that कि for you November should be your last exam और immediately articleship join कर लेना. समझ रहे हो? क्योंकि अगर तुम नवंबर में क्लियर नहीं हुए and May 23 might be a possibility that कि intermediate new syllabus will come. November 2023, they are certain that they are going to bring intermediate and final both, but they are planning. Inside news is that May 23 is going to be your first attempt for what? New course. So if you will not clear this, then in that case you will be definitely falling under the new scheme. The new scheme में फिर से वही both groups you have to clear and you have to go through the articleship. So at least this November you have to clear at least one. To start your articleship under the which scheme? Old scheme. So all the very best for that. ठीक है? वो पहले उठ के चला गया. चलो, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. So tomorrow we'll be starting with 5:30. Another small chapter. 2 days it will take. It will be over. Then risk assessment and internal law 2 days. Fraud 2 days. So for the next 1 week. We have to eliminate these 3 chapters. Then big chapters. Small.